Does your athlete feel like they're never good enough? And as a parent, do you point out their mistakes all the time after games or on the car ride home? Hi, I'm Dr. Patrick Cohn. In this episode, Georgia Miller and myself are going to talk about the dangers of pointing out mistakes all the time to your athletes and what that leads to. You're watching the Sports Psychology Podcast.
I work with a lot of athletes here at Peak Performance Sports who tell me that their parents are a big distraction for them during games because they're just worried about what their parents are going to say to them after the game. If you have a pattern or tendency to point out all of their mistakes after the game in the car ride home, then that's creating a very negative view on mistakes. Your athlete is thinking that mistakes aren't okay and that failure is not okay. And then this naturally just puts more pressure on them in games to avoid making mistakes. And then as a result, you get this avoidance and safe play versus their aggressive play where they can be just focused on winning balls, competing, and playing hard.
I feel one of the underpinnings of perfectionism is when coaches and parents and teachers demand perfection and also point out mistakes. When your athletes are constantly under that pressure of, I have to be perfect and I can't make mistakes, well, that's definitely going to hold them back when they compete. It's like a coach on the sidelines constantly yelling at them for making mistakes or misses, for example. That's not going to do them well. As Georgia said, they're going to play very tentatively, very safe, very controlled type of game. And then they're not going to play their normal aggressive style that they're capable of in a practice situation. So you want to make sure that you keep your communication positive with your athletes after the game. And I know positive, what does that mean? Essentially, what we recommend is comment on two things your athlete did well after the game and try not to point out the mistakes. We know it's well-meaning. You're trying to help your athletes improve, but it does backfire because in the next game, they're going to be thinking about avoiding those same mistakes.
Also, when you start pointing out mistakes, you tend to step over into that coach role. As a parent, you want to support and encourage your athlete. Typically, your athletes know when they mess up. They also don't need you pointing it out. If you really wanted to, you could coach hundreds, thousands of athletes. However, you can only parent so many. So make sure you're really checking yourself and staying in that parent role, providing that love and support for your child. And if you want to coach others, know that you have the ability to do that outside of your family unit.
Hey, for more information, jump over to peaksports.com or Kids Sports Psychology. We have a lot of videos, audios, articles for you to read to educate you, the parent, on the mental game and helping your kids with the mental game. Thanks for watching.